Yes, it is again another day, another moment when I want to welcome all the people viewing Northern Sports Parks of Raw Media. In a special way, for those who are getting us for the first time, I want to welcome you to this YouTube channel and then to this WhatsApp channel where we do talk about sports ranging from home. We go to national sports and then also international sports. But as I'm speaking right here, I'm going to talk about grassroots football. I don't know what it is, where the talent starts. It is where the top stars normally it is the place where the top stars are normally picked. And this time around, I'm talking about Abedi Festive Cup 2025. This is actually a tournament which have come to nurture the young talents and then take them to higher level of sports. And without active participation in sports, they cannot be found. And here, Abedi Festive Cup 2025 has come to get you sorted. And you may be asking what is actually behind Abedi Festive Cup. I'm going to break to you what Abedi Festive Cup will bring for you and then how you're going to benefit from Abedi Festive Cup 2025. And before maybe I enter deep, the slogan or else the motto for Abedi Festive Cup 2025, and it is saying our happiness. Our happiness can simply be actually translated in law as Yom Tunywa. And this is actually a football tournament that is we are expecting it to be the most eye-catching tournament ever in Laos sub-region during the festive season. Remember, this is actually the first of its kind, and then we are going to see the kind of teams that will be competing in match day, actually in the first year. To maybe not take my time, let me take you through to what Abedi Festive Cup 2025 is all about. Abedi Festive Cup 2025 is actually, the 2025 is the year that it is starting, but it is going to be an annual football competition or tournament that will cover parishes within a patch sub-county and also the neighboring areas. The tournament for 2025 is going to get kick-started from 20th of November 2025, and the final will be played on the 1st of January 2026. And each and every year, the tournament will be starting towards Christmas time, and then the final will always be played at every New Year days. Now, Abedi Festive Cup shall be managed by Omer Festive Group. These are a group of people who stay in Omer, and you know what? Their leadership is Ukwi Kenneth Kawunda. Ukwi Kenneth Kawunda is a notable face if I talk about sports in Laos sub-region in the country Uganda. Is actually a brain behind the Opacho Cup. But this time I'm talking about the Festive Cup 2025, the first edition. Omer Festive Group will be responsible to appoint the organizing committee of every year to participate in this tournament. And they have the right to disappoint or else dissolve the committee whenever it seems necessary, which means Omer Festive Group, they have the right, if things are not going well, they have the right to change, maybe they have the right to improve according to how it is supposed to be. The vision for this year's tournament is entertainment given to the community of Omer and Apache district at large, sports talent, tapping the sports talent on actually at the grassroots football and outside Apache also. Then also to set the mindset change. As I'm speaking right now, there are some people who still doesn't believe that sports can take them to a better level. But it is through this tournament that we are going to see the best of football talent being shown to outside world. Then it is also to uplift the social and then economic status of people of Abedi and Omer. This tournament is also to promote the young talent and set the bigger personality tomorrow through sporting activities. within a patch and learn at large, as well as creating job for people who can be in position to get the chances discovered. And that is about as well the introduction of the introduction of Abedi Christmas Cup. It is going to be an annual football tournament, which means every year the tournament will be played, and the final will always be played on 1st of every new year. The chairperson of Abedi Festive Group, the chairperson of Abedi Festive Cup is Opioderic. Is the first chairperson of Abedi Festive Cup. And remember, catch up. Are you ready for Abedi Festive Cup 2025? And let's talk about actually how the games will be governed. I'm talking about the rules and regulations on technical matters. Now, let's start how the game will be played. The games will be played in groupings. If I'm talking of groupings, the game will be played as per the features of the cup. Teams will be put in groups, and the grouping shall be done by organizers of the tournament, and then the team managers, which means of my festive group, and then team managers of the clubs will have to be responsible for grouping the teams. The fixtures will always be communicated at least a week prior to the cup, which means 1 week, which means the matches will have to be communicated before it is started to give teams time to prepare and then compete in this tournament. The roadmap to the final will always be drawn together with the fixtures, which means by the time the fixtures will be drawn, the roadmap or else the route to the final will be drawn. Now, on only the top 2 teams of the grouping will progress to the quarterfinal, which means the team that finishes one and second, actually first and second in the group, will progress to the next round. Let's talk about another regulations on qualifications to the next stage. In the event that the tie is on the event that there is a tie in deciding which team qualifies to the next group, if the teams are tied up maybe with the statistic, then they will go head to head. Head to head record will have to be used. If that still produces the same tie, then disciplinary records will have to come, which means the cards are going to matter most in a very festive cup in every editions. And then if with cards the teams are still tightened, then a tie, the organizing committee will decide on what to do next. And you know what will be done next is applying the FIFA rule through FIFA. And if we talk about actually after the grouping, we shall go maybe to knockout stages. In the knockout stages, the games shall be played in 2-leg format. Home and away basis will have to be played in the knockout basis. And this is to actually give enough to the fans, to the teams, to show their ability. And then the team that progresses from the knockout will go straight to the next round. But if the ties get tight, they get the same, then penalty will have to decide. If maybe the team play home and away, and then maybe they produce the same scoreline, then automatically the game will have to be decided on penalties. Now, let us talk about the duration of the matches, or else the time that each game will take. Each game in the group stage shall be played for not less than 35 minutes, which means from 35 minutes and above, but not more than 45 minutes, that is in the group stage, and each half will have to be played also accordingly to the same timing. Now, each team in the other group for example, from the quarter final to the final match shall be played for a period of not less than 35 and not more than 45 minutes, each half and an interval of not more than 15 minutes in between the two halves. Nearly the same. For example, if maybe they play 35 matches, it means that if they play 35 matches in first half, then in the second half, 35 will also be played. But in event where maybe we play 45 in first half, and then 45 will also be used in the second half to take that as well as same timing in there. That is Abedi Festive Cup 2025. Now, teams will be allowed to name up to 7 substitutes for the participating team. The team will have to name only 7 substitutes on match day. And out of 7, 5 players can be substituted per team. Only 5 will have to be substituted in there. Now, let us talk of time management, because in sports, if you don't manage time, you don't actually win. Time shall be strictly adhered to. Time will be respected highly. Any team that shall report to the field of play 30 minutes after the stipulated kickoff time without prior notice to the organizing committee will have to lose a match by 3 goals to nil, provided their opponents were in the field at that time. Which means if Team B was supposed to play with Team A, and then Team B doesn't report to the organizers that they are not going to play, maybe because of something which is very critical, then Team B will have to lose the match by 3 goals to nil. Now, if both teams are not in the field by the time that the game is supposed to be started, 30 minutes will be counted will be counted from the first team to arrive in the field of play. If the first team appears within the 30 minutes, then they will have to win the match by 3 goals to nil. But if both teams are not in the field, maybe for like 1 hour according to maybe the time that the game was supposed to be kick-started, then the game shall be cancelled and both teams will not get any award in there. No point will have to be given, no win will have to be given to any team. The game can be rescheduled upon payment of a fine of 50,000 sterling by each team. The 2 teams, if they fail to maybe arrive at the field, both teams will pay 50,000 sterling. This money will be used for paying the match officials. The money for fine will have to be used for paying match officials, plus other administrative duties. There are very many things that have to be paid in the game. Now, we are talking about another areas as far as this rules and regulation is concerned. Any team that wishes to request for postponement of the match for a possible reason must do in writing within the 48 hours before the game starts. If the team if the team will not be in the field of play, then that team must communicate 48 hours to the kick of the game, which means 2 days before the game is supposed to be played. Now, let's talk about the discipline concept, the yellow cards and then the red cards. A player who accumulates 3 yellow cards, irrespective of the interval, or else maybe in the 3 time, will have to miss the next match, which means that if a player gets 3 yellow cards, the player will have to miss the next match. That is as far as the cards are concerned. And then we still continue with the issue of cards. It may be yellow card, it may be red card. A player who gets 2 yellow cards in the same game leading to a red card or else sign off in the game shall miss the next 1 match physically played for each team. Which means if maybe you get 2 cards, you miss, you will get actually yellow card and then red card, you will miss the next match. Just like the way FIFA does, just the way FIFA does. A player who receives a straight red card, maybe for example violent conduct, but that is not what we are praying for, will miss 2 matches for each team. Any team that will use a suspended player as stated in 12, 13 and 14 that I've told you, or else using a player not registered, ineligible player, will lose the match by 3-0. Which means that if a player gets a card, the card have to be honored. Now we go to another section, that is if the match is abandoned. Now, if a game is abandoned due to a bad weather or else any other natural calamity, then the game will have to be rescheduled. And the scores will not change until the match will be played. Now, if a game is abandoned due to fan violence by fans of a particular team, the team whose fan caused the abandoning of the match shall lose the match by 3-0. Now, we go to another area of rules and regulation as far as Abedi Festive Cup is concerned. The slogan is our happiness. A team that shall walk away from the field of play or else refuse to continue playing the game will also lose the match by 3-0. Now, any team that shall refuse to start a match because they don't want a referee or referees appointed for the match shall lose the match by 3-0, which means the club doesn't have the right to refuse the match officials. Now, that is as far as actually that one is concerned. Now, let us take a look at the other concept. You may be asking, what if maybe a player get injured and then maybe the staff, that is coming under liabilities. Abedi Festive Group organizers, that is Omer Festive Group, that is Abedi, that is Omer Festive Group, and the partners or else the sponsor shall not be held for any injury that will occur to any player or any team or any fan, which means you take care of yourself because the organizing body will not take care of you, but rather your team must have experienced medical personalities that can guide you and take you to as far as first aid is concerned. Now, Omer Festive Group, who are the group organizers, they live in Omer. They shall be the one responsible for appointing the organizing committee of Abedi Festive Cup. They have the right, if things are not going well, to change. That is Omer Festive Group. Now, if the team is not contented, maybe with anything, maybe the team is not contented with maybe the result, or else maybe a team fielded in ineligible player who was not supposed to play. What are you supposed to do? A team that wishes to file a petition against another team for a possible reason best known to them must do it in writing 2 hours after the game, and they will have to pay 50,000 shilling for submitting their petition. Now, let's see eligibility of, let us see the eligibility of the teams or the clubs to play. All villages, clubs or teams within Abedi and outside will play as long as they meet the requirement, which means that they must pay for registration. Any team can play in here. And it may be a team from Umer, it may be a team from Abedi, it may be a team from any part of the district or else any part of Lango. You are well allowed to do so as long as you meet the requirement. A player is allowed to play for any club of his choice, irrespective of where the person was born. Which means, for example, me, I can decide to play for Omer Golden Star. But I'm not saying that I'm going to play for my Golden Star. I'm saying it is my right to choose the kind of club that I have to represent them in a Abedi Festive Cup. Now, each team will submit 25-man squad for them to participate. You know, when I talk of 25-man squad, that is the total number of players that each club are supposed to represent. Teams from other districts, as well as maybe teams that are willing to participate, can also do so in a Abedi Festive Cup. This is actually the beautiful part of a Abedi Festive Cup. Any team, as long as you are in any district in the country, you can register and then you compete in a Abedi Festive Cup to get maybe your chances of taking in or else competing with the great clubs in Abedi. Now, let us talk about the partnership and the maybe sponsorship. Maybe you want to be part of the team that will be working with Abedi Festive Group, Abedi Festive Cup. Now, individual or else business companies or people or organizations are highly welcome in making Abedi Festive Group a huge successful one. As long as you're interested maybe to partner with the organizers of Abedi Festive Cup, you are allowed to do so. Just read to them and then you show to them maybe the kind of business that you want to do. It may be someone who will be willing maybe to sell just maybe water in the field. We know what is needed. Maybe you are interested in selling sugar cane. You just reach the organizing body, that is Omer Festive Group, then you register yourself and then you get a chance of marketing in your project there or else your business in there. Now, let's talk about matters that might have not been catered for. For all the other matters that I've not talked about here, in the rules and regulations, FIFA competition rules and FIFA rules will prevail. If there is any other thing that have not been captured in a Abedi Festive Cup, then the FIFA rule, that is Federation of Uganda Football Association rules, then FIFA, that is Federation of International Football Association rules, will have to be used. Not this one that I'm telling you. The organizing committee reserves the right to change the features where deemed necessary for the good of the cup. Changes, if any, will be communicated on time. Features are subjected to changes. And are you ready for Abedi Festive Cup? First time 2025 is coming in. And that is actually what I wanted to bring for you as far as Abedi Festive Cup is concerned. But in a special way, we want to recognize actually the presence of KK Jam Sports Center for always supporting the sports in Laos. They have run very many tournaments that I can't say it all. Recently there was Gopasho Cup 2025. That actually was one of the best everyone enjoyed, and this time around we are also bringing it at the home level, or else grassroots football, where each and everyone can get the best of it. For any breaking news, or else maybe if you want us to cover also your sports, your tournament, you just reach to us on the number 078 47 222 08, and then we give it to you in there. And remember, Northern Sports Pulse Raw Media is mostly for sports. We also have gospel that we give to you, and we want to thank all the people who have so far subscribed to our YouTube channel, and the people who are also following us on the WhatsApp channel, people who are in our WhatsApp groups. A special thank goes to you, and thank you for always being there. Tell any person willing to join us, such that we move together in tapping and promoting the sports in the country to a higher level. Today, maybe you are that reason to someone who is going to transfer tomorrow, and if we do it today together, we can make it the best. Northern Sports Pulse Raw Media, Abedi Festive Cup 2025, breaking all stories. We submit again in the next segment. Stay tuned. Keep telling others also to subscribe to us, such that they get the best of that is Northern Sports Pulse Raw Media. We shall be back maybe for other sports content. Don't hesitate to reach to us on the number 078 47 222 08. It has been me, Ronald the Portuguese, the voice that always talks about sports.